All right, we are back with a little deck tech humble brag, I guess, will be this episode. We're circling back. We're going to just show off the deck list for monoRED Kiln Fiend. Using this in the historic rank queue. It is, I think, far and away the easiest deck to rank up with if you're really looking to do it on an extreme budget. Obviously, if it's not your thing, then add uncommons, rares, mythics, make life easier on yourself. If you're looking for a little bit of a challenge, there are a few things that you want to keep in mind, because it will differ from the deck if how you would play it in historic Pauper, which keep in mind, historic Pauper will be the midweek magic event later this month in July, so keep an eye out for that. Whether or not it still finds a way in its meta, I think it's fine for that event. If you're playing more constructed leagues, best of threes, then you probably want to make some adjustments. Maybe consider thinking about one of the dual color options, either is it or Gruul. Adding green or blue certainly up the value of your deck. White and black still have options to be added to the Kiln Fiend as well, but monoRED is pretty easy peasy. You can grind really fast. So my rank had decayed quite a bit. I just really haven't been focusing on it. I've reached Mythic 5 times now, just running mostly monoRED Fiend. Played a few other things. Oh, we got a plane coming up overhead. But mostly just running that. Every so often play a few other decks just to try it. But it's just really quick and easy to grind through. A lot of times, you'll have a Kiln Fiend, they don't have a blocker, get them down to 3 or less and they just quit. Sometimes I even haven't had the finishing few points of damage in hand. But anyway, it was something that you can grind very easily to platinum, and then if you want to make that jump to diamond or mythic, really not too hard to get there. But I thought we'd do a quick deck tech. I let it decay and I realized I only had about a day and a half to grind up some rank. So we ended at, let's see, where do we end? I think we just hit platinum. So yeah, in between calls at work, just playing a few games here or there and just grinding really quick to platinum. So again, very achievable with just commons, especially because, bronze, silver, and gold, you're going to get 2 pips per win. So it's very easy. Even if you are running 500, you can get through it pretty quickly. But this deck tends to run pretty hot. There's still quite a few decks that are going to go a little bit slower in the historic ranked meta. You'll see a lot of life gain and gain and drain decks. You'll see cutesy death touch stuff. You'll come across a few aggro decks, mill decks. You really want to have an option if you're deciding to play something that's just Pauper. You want to have that capability to really just kind of kill them out of nowhere, and this can do it. It's generally not as effective to chip away at them or take big chunks. You want to just do it all in one fell swoop. And I wish I would remember to turn these recorders on when I get going like this. But the second to last game before we hit platinum, we were against a white life gain with pride mates, and they were just attacking through, left themselves open, and we took them from 22 down to negative 16 in one attack. So I mean, it's the deck can put out a lot of damage. People who aren't really respecting it when they see what you're doing, or knowing what it's capable of, will they'll miss blocking assignments and they'll make your work a lot easier. So let's get to the deck. I don't know if this is optimal, but this is what I have, and I think this is kind of a good guide to get you there. So if you are looking to do this, obviously you want to, let's get the better view of this. I don't know why it's still in this view. But obviously you want your Kiln Fiends. That is the crux of the deck. Gets the biggest buff off your pumps. Festival Croucher, gosh, Festival Crasher is another good option for you. I like to have a couple Burning Prophets. Doesn't get a big a pump, but the Scry really does come in helpful. It'll be interesting to see, what we get off, any of the Baldur's Gates or Master sets, what the next thing that comes to Arena, if it changes what this deck does. But for the most part, it's pretty dialed in. All Mountains, Forgotten Cave. There's an argument to be made that you could run snow-covered mountains and run like was it like Frostbite Bolt or whatever that one is. But you do have to kind of be careful. There's a few of these decks that run around that make your snowlands inter-tapped, and you really don't want that. You want to be as aggressive as possible. Raking Claws is going to be your big finisher. You want to have things that will give you trample, if you can, 4 times Crash Throughs, 4 times Ancestral Anger. I would like to have a 3rd Reckless Charge over the Kick in the Door, but I only have 2, and Pauper Commons are wild cards are hard to come by, so I haven't quite got there yet. So you want to have, like maybe a couple of ways to give your guys haste here and there. Reckless Charges happens to be the best one. On turn 3, if they don't have anybody out to block, you can just finish them with this, and Raking Claws, so that'll get you the 20 that you need. But Kick in the Door does a good replacement. Renegade Tactics I like. There's a few creatures that you'll come across that you can't kill. They're indestructible. So you just want to clear them out of your way. Warlord's Fury is another card that will let you cycle and beef up your guys, but as many effects that allow you to draw cards and pump your creatures. There are a few problematic artifacts, so you want to have something that does take care of that. But it is a nice little combat trick that does give you, a little toughness on the backside for situations where they will throw a blocker in the way, and you just want to keep their stuff off the board and race them. Obviously, if we could run Lightning Bolt, we would, but it's not legal in Historic Pauper, and so we're not playing it here. There could be other burn spells that you run. I just don't think they're as efficient as what they do. You don't kill a lot of creatures like this, but there's some times where you'll get people close and you'll want some direct damage to just finish them. And then that combined with Pyrohelix is just kind of our straight burn to the face. You will deal with some 1/1 swarmy type stuff, elf decks. If you can hit them for value to get 2 of their dudes off the board, or just keep away chump blockers when you aren't finding those trample effects or ways to keep their blockers out of the way. It's a good way to clear a couple of guys, and I think it's fine main deck. Reckless Impulse to help you fuel and dig. I don't have the 4th copy because you really want to keep stuff as close to 1 mana as possible. The argument may to put the 4th in if you really want to, and maybe cut one of the haste effects. I don't know which is better, but I've been doing really well with this. And then your only other creature, because it's also a pump spell, gives you some good value there. So again, busting through for a surprise extra 2 damage, and then getting another body that can also get pumped off of most of the stuff that you're using anyway, which is really helpful. So that's kind of the basics of it. Very simple, very easy. You just go look for your opportunities to finish. Kind of gauge what you're playing against. If you are worried about removal, and you're a point to where you can get them low, and you want to play the odds at maybe drawing a shock or a Pyrohelix to finish, go for that. Just be careful against gain and drain decks, because they can get right back to 20 really quickly, especially in regular Historic. I mean, heck, even Pauper gain and drain decks can, start at 4 and be back at 22 in one turn, and you just have no way to catch up. You really want to hit them in that, kind of one fell swoop, or one turn kill if possible, and just put it out of reach. So that's the basics. I'll probably get back with some videos if I get some chances here, but as we are into summer, I'm trying to get more family time in, but we'll see if we can get some more videos leading up to the midweek magic event that'll come up later this month, and show some fun stuff, maybe some more competitive stuff. Got a few things that we've been messing around with, and hopefully people will like it. But I hope you enjoy that, and we'll catch you later.